this was a relational journey that I just had made a decision I was going to work out. So when he talked about deconstructing and showed me the pillars of my mind, I just said yes. I mean, I didn't then go into trying to understand the pillars. I only tried to understand what the things meant when I began to teach it, because then it was like, okay, one of the pillars is this. Well, what is that? You know, but evangelicalism was the first pillar that he removed and shook. So, and I think that had to be the case because that was the framework which really framed a lot of the other things within that. Well, I'm right. And this is certain and 100% guaranteed that I'm right. So in shaking all that and realizing that a lot of the way of thinking, again, did just so restricted new things, so limited what you could expect or believe or even look for, because, well, we know everything already. We've systematically got it worked out. We've got our systematic theology books to prove it. You know, that whole thing, it became a relational thing because I didn't need proof. I didn't need the Bible to prove it. I didn't need that the way I would have before had to categorically prove that was true by proving that it was in the Bible, and only the Bible would have given that proof. I no longer needed that. So my experience of God and love and all of the things which transpired, those were the things that he then used to bit by bit chip away at some of the belief systems that I had, bringing me to a place where love was foundationally what was going to be used to measure things against, which meant a lot of the things then which weren't love, it was obvious that they weren't true. Well, they weren't love. You know, a loving God wouldn't do that. You know, a loving God wouldn't do that. You know, and I was beyond then, yeah, but he's a just God as well. So he can do it in his just side, even if he doesn't do it in his loving side. I was beyond that because I realized that he is love. There is no aspect of him who isn't love. Therefore, love is fundamentally what you measure everything against. So that really helped. And he just gave me more and more and more experiences of love, both for myself and how he showed me how he loved other people, particularly people who I would have found it difficult to love, like because of they've done this and they've done that and done the other. And it's like, no, I love them just as much. You know, I love them all equally. Well, now that doesn't make sense. How can you love everyone equally? They've done all these terrible things. Because it's not based on performance of what someone's done or not done. It's purely based on he's our dad. And he loves all of us as children, no matter what we've done, because his love's unconditional. So bit by bit, I think the unconditional nature of love, and then grace, which was limitless, and mercy, which was triumphant, they were all part of my journey to realize the reality of that. And they all came by experience, and none of it came by sort of trying to study it out, work it out, figure it out. Only later did I apply Bible verses to it to help other people on their journey. I didn't need it. And God didn't use the Bible to convince me or change my thinking. He just told me or showed me, or I had the experience which left it. There's no way that I couldn't possibly believe that this is true, because I've just experienced the reality of that truth.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't go through I'm going to look at what I believe and deconstruct it, or he deconstructed it. The experiences deconstructed those beliefs.